Hello and welcome back, everyone, to Super Mario Odyssey on Rocket Rabbit Commentaries. And in this episode, after successfully escaping from the deep woods, we are going to do a little bit more exploration in Steam Garden, specifically to get the remainder of the purple coins that we want, and then we'll be heading out into our first major boss fight.
Heading out in a game where you're usually wearing a hat.
Ooh, there we are. Just climb up the tree. It's okay, Masquerade.
Perspective, my friends.
Ouch. Alright. We're
No
back down
falling
here.
damage.
We're back down here specifically because we saw on our way over to this away that there were yes, a bunch of purple coins for us to collect. So we're trying to collect these, and then we'll be heading out.
Your accomplishments may only be limited by your thinking.
Well, or your exploration skills.
For example, you should wait to see if the platforms will actually respawn. Do not despair.
They usually do, until you actually start getting into the challenge levels. Ugh.
All right, let's drop off our power moons. And we have...
Should push us to 53, because each full line is 10 power moons, so, yep.
Nice. So we're just trying to turn this white-colored thing into a complete globe.
Yeah. Like, you thought it was
Gotcha.
going to be a sail, and it was a sail for a brief moment, but it is no longer going to be a sail. It is actually going to be effectively a hot air balloon.
Around the world
So,
in 80
we are
days.
on our way off to the Metro Kingdom, the kingdom that actually was kept secret for most of the reveal, aside from Pauline.
Okay, and then Mario looks out the window.
So, what tutorial skill do you have for us today, Mr. Cappy? Let's see. The cap, throw, and hold. Yes, we've actually shown this one off already a couple of times, but if you throw your cap and hold it, you can actually keep it out for a bit longer. Which allows you to set up for additional jump combos as well as traps for enemies. It's very nice.
Well, Cappy, we've learned enough skills by sitting around reading and drinking tea. And it's time to defeat
To
our
apply those
nemesis.
skills in a boss fight. Hey, Bowser.
My hat is much bigger than yours.
It is. It's like 3 times the size of Cappy. Welcome to Cloud Kingdom, the Nimbus Arena. Yes, there are actual other power moons here. Just despite the boss, aside from the boss fight that we're going to be doing. Thankfully, as this is a smaller kingdom, it doesn't actually have its own purple coins, and it also doesn't have its own shop. But it is, it does have its own power moons. We're just not going to be getting them. At least this trip. Hi, Bowser.
Got something to say, Bowser?
He does.
Planning weddings is very stressful, Bowser. What's even more stressful is planning a wedding for a bride who is there against her will.
Yeah. And of course, Bowser's hat is actually a robot. All right.
And let's fight.
So this fight actually introduces a majority of the mechanics that we will need for the rematch later on. But this is honestly a very simple application of these mechanics, mostly because we're still really early on in the game.
Bowser combed his hair.
Oh no, his hat has shadow clones, Mr. Cloud.
Which one is the real hat?
It's the one that's, it's the one that is just actually looks like his hat. Well, I'm screwing this up here. You're actually supposed to let the hat get most of the way out before you try to intercept it.
Huh. You got hit, and then a heart came out.
Specifically from the shadow clones. Otherwise, this fight wouldn't actually have any way for us to heal. Technically, these stone boulders that the brick boulders that he throws at us can also be broken by Bowser's hat whilst we've got it captured, and I think they can drop hearts. But it makes more sense to actually have hearts be tied to the shadow clones, because this is honestly the more open-ended part of the boss where we are prepping. Oh, see, the brick boulders can drop hearts.
It's already over. Oh, no, it's not. Nice. And so Bowser has been defeated for now. But because this is only the middle of the game, it is definitely long from over.
Oh, we are not even in the middle of the game yet, Mr. Cloud. I mean, it's only part 6.
On Rocket Rabbit Commentaries playthrough.
Yeah, Bowser still actually has ornaments on his airship, and we don't actually have guns on ours, so...
Those were cannons.
Bye, Bowser. We'll see you in another 15 parts or so.
Peaches, 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 peaches.
I still have not actually seen the Super Mario movie. Huh. Are you excited for the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
It does look pretty good.
It does. Well, Cappy, where the fuck are we now? Oh, our Odyssey is all exploded again.
Thankfully, we landed on a planet that has lots of power moons that we can use to repair our hat ship.
Well, we're still technically on what is effectively Super Mario World's version of Earth, so... Hey, it's Klepto! You remember Klepto from Super Mario 64, right?
Yep. Klepto also had the ability to steal Mario's hat, and then, well, Mario does not have a hat, he takes double damage.
Yes. Well, in this game, although Mario doesn't actually take double damage, we do lose access to a majority of our movement options. But not all of them. We still have access to our ground pound, for example. Welcome to Lost Kingdom. Lost Kingdom is honestly a kingdom that I'm not really the biggest fan of, and it's not for the obvious reason of it's a bit too large for one of the smaller kingdoms. It's actually because the poison swamp aesthetic and gimmick that's present throughout all this area makes platforming significantly more hazardous than I am comfortable dealing with. Although we do get access to some really interesting captures here, specifically these bar pillars. The bar pillar capture allows us to do what they're doing, actually stretch out our body and then recoil back to it, like so.
Right, so then we can cross gaps. I saw that coming.
Yeah. Thank you, butterflies.
A propeller pillar secret. Right.
And yes, that is how you are supposed to actually open that up. You let Cappy get grabbed, then you have the Seeker shoot itself at Mario, like so.
And then you get the hat back. Nice.
And this one's just coins, right? No, this is actually another power moon. Aha. Lots of ground pound
on the
power
mountain road. So some of these Power Moon titles are spot on. Some of them so far have been rather vague.
The reason why they're titled this way specifically is for the hint system that we've not actually shown off because, you know, hints are relatively expensive this early on. But here is where we're introduced to Glydon. Glydon has actually already shown up in Toast Arena. We just didn't talk to him. By capturing Glydon, we can actually get to the far edges of the Lost Kingdom in order to, you know, collect additional power moons that way. It's very nice.
The Crazy Cap franchise.
Yeah, the reason why they're not all that successful here specifically is because, you know, this kingdom doesn't actually get all that much foot traffic because, you know, it's lost. We're like the first residents of the Mushroom Kingdom to show up here, aside from Crazy Cap, in X amount of time. Yes, there is technically boxers/swim trunks available for Mario to wear as his outfit. It's not something that I would honestly recommend you do, but you know, you can definitely do it. It's 1,000 coins in order to purchase it. Oh, the reason why we had such an awkward jump cut back to the Odyssey there. This goes back into the thing where I really shouldn't be explaining this, but I have to because, you know, otherwise it's a tad more awkward for me than I want it to be. I am running Super Mario Odyssey on the Citron emulator, and the reason why is because I still don't have my own, you know, video grabber in order to record my own copy of quote unquote Super Mario Odyssey. Damn it, we fell off the tree. And because I don't have my own video grabber, it's just significantly easier for me to use a software recording. However, this comes with the problem of the fact that I have to depend on the consistency of my emulator in order to actually successfully record Switch games. It's definitely something that I can do. It's just not necessarily as consistent as I want it to be. It will come up as a recurring problem when we get to our next game that I already have recorded all the way through, thankfully. But yeah, there were a couple of instances going through Super Mario Odyssey where I experienced some pretty significant game-breaking crashes. Because I've not done full playthroughs since I've done Citron updates multiple times by now, I'm not entirely sure if those crashes are still around, but I have to assume that they are because a good portion of the time the Citron bug fixes don't actually address the crashes that I've personally been experiencing. Sometimes they do, and it's very nice of them. But it is a risk when you're recording using, you know, emulation software.
And leap. And retract.
The bar pillar is honestly a relatively fun capture to use. I just wish it had any amount of combat capability because it doesn't. It can't jump. It can't attack. It has literally no offensive options with it at all. And there's the last shard.
And it makes a little accordion sound.
Yes, it's very adorable. And there. And if
continues playing up the scale.
We're going to attempt to go over this way, yes, in order to show off one of the more interesting NPCs in the Super Mario Legacy. Captain Toad is here. Captain Toad specifically is here in order to advertise Captain Toad's treasure tracking. Which was a mini game in Super Mario 3D World that ended up becoming its own fully published game afterwards.
Get some rest, Captain Toad.
Captain Toad is in fact in every single world. There is one Captain Toad that you can find in every single world, and doing so is quite nice. In the next episode, we will finish up our exploration of the Lost Kingdom and move on to our next major area, the Metro Kingdom. Be safe, everybody.